Hi Gemini, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, though if you're only going to watch one, I do advise that you make sure it is your ascendant. It's likely to be the most accurate for you on that day-to-day level. I use whole sign Western tropical astrology, just for those of you that want to know. And if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So the first transit that I want to look at for you this month, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. So Mars is in your fourth house, right, of home, family, property, real estate, and Jupiter is in your 12th house, right, that past, privacy, hidden zone, but also the house of self-undoing. So emotions are running deep for you, right, especially because the fourth house is a very deeply emotional space of the chart. And for you, it might be a feeling of irritability, especially because now Mars has come into this sort of space for you. You might find that emotionally you feel a bit more irritable. What strikes me here as well with this, Jupiter in your 12th house has been showing you the way to bring your ideas to life, how to use the power of manifesting. Like you guys have been, across the board, the Geminis that I know have been doing this in really powerful ways. They've had spikes in intuition, really powerful sort of feelings about things. So like, I'm loving this for you guys. It's in a harmonious connection to that Mars. So this is a peak experience around these things for you. Now, it is possible that something that you desire or require on the home front, or even in your deepest sort of sense of self, is possible for you to have now, right? Now, as the ruler of your 11th house and your 6th house, Mars is channeling energy into your deep emotional self and your family sector. So you could be drawing a new sense of strength and power from your family, or maybe even from your heritage, right? Jupiter is the ruler of your 10th house of career and your 7th house of relationships. It provides you with really deep insights into your the spiritual destiny that you are here to fulfill. And I don't say that lightly. If you've been with me long enough, I don't start to, when I mention those things, I make sure people understand how serious I am about those kinds of things. On a practical level, healing around a familial wound is possible, especially, and it doesn't have to be that some awful thing happened in your family. It might just be that you're the black, the rainbow, the stripy sheep in your family. I'm a rainbow sheep and a black sheep, actually, so I got a double dose, right? But if you're any of those kinds of things in your family, or like the odd one out, right? You're the barn owl and they're all sort of like happy larks, whatever the case might be. This could be that you start to mend that and you kind of look at it and say, you know what, it doesn't matter. You gave me what I needed in order to be all that I am, right? This could also be a desire to forge ahead with changing your heart set, right? And what do we talk about here? So everyone knows all about mindset. What you don't realize is that you've got a heart set too, right? You have an emotional baseline and frequency that you emit. And by tapping into whatever that is, or adapting or adjusting it, you can effectively switch up your vibration, which is going to change everything for you. All right. For your cards, what does Tarot have to say about this transit, this light, fluffy transit for you? Everybody else got like, hey, and Gemini's like, for this, you have the 5 of Swords. So there's potentially some conflict around this, right? And that 7 of Cups means that's the irritability, right? You feel it, but you don't really know what it's for, or what it's directed at. And that Page of Swords, be mindful here, even though it is a trine energy, so it's an easy, harmonious energy, it potentially shakes loose some of the stuff and the silt that sits at the bottom of your subconscious, but also sits at the bottom of your heart set, right? So there's a lot of purging and releasing that's happening for a lot of you this month. On the 8th of August, Mars is going to Mars is conjuncting with Mercury, and these planets are going to trine. So this is again happening across the 12th and the 4th house axis. So big emphasis on these energies for you. Jupiter, Uranus, and then the moon is going to be sandwiched between Uranus and Jupiter in that 12th house. Now, this is important because the moon brings not only light and feeling to that area, but it also brings some kind of tangibility to it. So across the same houses, your desire to make more money, to adapt to shifting tides of, you know, the new era that we find ourselves in, is strong at this time. And it might be like a visceral gut feeling that you're like, I need to fix this shit. You're understanding how to break a financial barrier here. So if you've got an upper limit, and we all do, right? We break through them and then we find new ones, right? If you're at an upper limit at the moment when it comes to your money, your finances, and your resources, you are about to break through that. But the way that this happens is by truly paying attention to what that is, where it comes from, and then doing the work around releasing it. This could be a powerful realization, and it could also be like energetic ants in your pants. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might feel in your energy, something needs to shift here, something needs to change, and you might like sort of really set about doing it. There's a focused frustration that provides the right kind of energy, movement, and momentum for you, right? So it's the right kind of, like, you know, when something irritates the shit out of you, but it makes you do something about it. And even still, these are trine energies, right? But there is that feeling that this is more of like a dynamic trine, I feel. And because it's earthy energy that it's happening across, right? This will be tangible. You'll see it, you'll feel it. It will be something that shapes up in the real world. This is a wonderful energy for you, especially for possible familial connections and support in helping you understand something at a level of detail that previously hasn't been available to you. There's something that you're piecing together here with a family member, maybe with your parents, maybe, and it's like something about your past, your history, your upbringing, your growing up, maybe even your future and your present. It all comes together and you're like, oh my gosh, now I understand. There's a moment of clarity here. Nice, right? For this, you've got the Lovers card, so that's you. With the Seven of Pentacles, nice. So this is literally that you are investing in yourself, and this is going to bring you more money. It's going to bring you more satisfaction on that material level. And it's also going to help you understand what you are doing here, right? Again, I don't say this lightly. I really do feel that for you guys, this transit is going to hit big, but in a really good way, right? And in a very tangible one as well. So to get a little bit more somber, as if you guys needed it with your transits, on the 24th of the month, the Sun in Virgo, Saturn, so Sun's going to be at like 1 degree of Virgo, Saturn's going to be at Saturn's going to be at 4 degrees of Pisces, and then the moon will be at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. This is setting up what's known as a mutable. That's the energy that's available in those signs, or the way that they express their energy. T-square, right, which is an energy of challenge, or and big challenge at that. This for you is happening across what we in astrology call angular houses, right? So the angular houses are the 1st house, the 4th house, the 7th house, and the 10th house. For you, this is happening across the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th. So you're going to feel this, and you will see its effect on the material plane. Now, it's likely to be your existence, right? You're going to feel this. Home and family, career and relationships, all of these things are combining in a potentially challenging way. So this, I feel, it's like someone's opinion of how you do life is rubbing you the wrong way, and you not standing for it, right? You're just kind of, no. That's fine. You can have your opinion. The weight and the bearing that it has on my stuff, you can fuck yourself for it, right? Not interested in that. Go Gemini. Right? So the Sun in your 4th house is expressing your desire for home life and existence that provides comfort and stability. The moon is a need for the right kind of partner, or change in your current partner, or change in the current partner that you have, that allows for what it is and what is demanded from you via your work and your career and your status. So all of this collides at the moment, and as if that wasn't enough, Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to go retrograde in the sign of Virgo, right, which for you is in that fourth house of home and family, which means that whatever comes up in this regard, it's not new, right? So the issue is an issue that's come up before or has potentially come up before, and it's like this time you feel the annoyance to the point where you say, okay, you know what, we're going to find a resolution to this, because it's a T-square, right? Square energy in astrology provides you with the right oomph that you need to say, fuck this, I'm not having this experience again, so I'm going to do something with it. There is a powerful energy. You are a mutable sign, and this is a mutable T-square, so there's a powerful energy of change in the air. You have to be ready, all right? Get ahead of this. You are in control. For this, you have the, I mean, it might not feel like it because it is, you know, a universal thing, but you listen, you're in control. The Three of Pentacles, the Judgment card. Whew. Honey, I'd be out here like, oh my gosh. All right, so for, all right, Tarot, getting a little bit obnoxious there, boo. That Three of Pentacles with the Judgment card is loud. All right, it's loud. I don't know if you've ever seen that. There's a skit with Carly B where she reads out memes or stuff that people have said about her. Like, that's loud, right? And the reason I say this is because that Page of Cups, you're feeling it on a visceral level. The Three of Pentacles with the Judgment card, you are not budging for anyone. That part of it I love. However, the change energy that is kind of being effectively forced on you means that there is a new pathway opening up for you. And I've got to be honest with you, it kind of feels like the only avenue that you're going to be able to take, but you will be really glad that you did. All right, so trust yourself on this. And if it's the only path that you can take, this is one of those times where you just kind of say, you know what, fuck it. The universe hasn't let me down yet. All right, even in the moments where I thought, hang on a sec, guys, what the hell's going on? All right, so this is an exercise in patience, trust, and self-belief for sure. And then your final transit on the 27th of the month, Mars is coming into the sign of Libra. This is your fifth house: pleasure, romance, joy, enjoyment, sex, sensuality, right? The fifth house is the pleasure of romance, right? It's where you date and you send each other flirty, naughty texts and all of that kind of stuff. The fifth house is a pleasure house. It's speculative endeavors as well. So for some of you, you might get really gung-ho about doing some form of gambling. And it doesn't have to be like gambling with money. This could be like you say to yourself, you know what? Maybe it's a risk to set up this business in this current economy, but I feel like I'm meant to go for it. You've got tremendous drive here, and it's making you bold and vibrant, especially if you like as well. If you meet somebody, you could just be kind of in that space where you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to send that text. I'm going to ask him, you want to go for coffee? You want to date? You want to do something? Why not? I like this as well because it's like what gets you ahead in the work life is that you believe in what is going to be, right? Like you're really chucking that kind of energy into it. Like, I will say, I urge you to check in with your advisors on this, right? Specifically with like friends that you can talk to about anything, like your ride or dies. Just check in with them because Mars in Libra is in its full, so it doesn't necessarily do great work there. But in the fifth house, it could make you more energetic. So for this, you could do like some kind of gym regime. Because it's with Libra, I will say if you're going to do some kind of workout or anything like that, make sure it has a purpose. All right. With that said, your cards are the Page of Wands, okay, with the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So look, I see you being able to channel this into your creativity, and quite well at that. I think a lot of you are going to find a physical practice that you stick with, martial arts, something of that nature, but it's, it could be martial arts, it could be, I wouldn't say Tai Chi because this isn't as slow as that, but it's something that you genuinely love, that you feel like, whoa, yeah, you know what, I came out of that class and I felt bloody good about it. What I also like about this though is the powerful creative energy that is pushing this forward. So I'm here for it. All right. I actually think this is going to be a really great transit for you, providing you check in with people before you just kind of, go off on a crazy wild mission half-cocked. Which, love you, Gemini, but some of you have a prone or a tendency to do. And it's what I love about you most of the time, but this time, you just want to make sure. All right. So on the, I'm sure it's the 16th of the month, you've got the Leo new moon. Wow, so for this you've got the gate 48 and depth. This is about you, and that fifth house for you, that Leo energy for you represents your third house. Communications, conversations, like the things that you're sharing, the things that you're doing on a day-to-day level. That 48 and depth card is also seeing you excavate the best out of your networks and also potentially your local area. So you could be seeding something at the time of this new moon that you will collect or you will reap the rewards of later down the line. And then for the full moon in the sign of Aquarius, which for you is in your 9th house, the house of God in ancient astrology, but also it's a very lucky house, right? This actually suggests to me, because this card is called the Sleeping Phoenix, and the gate 49 and revolution is about change beyond measure. And in that 9th house, this could be that you get a powerful realization or a glimpse, or maybe you make a connection of some sort that you know deep down is going to change your life, right? The 9th house is gurus, teachers, spiritual leaders, advisors, coaches. This could be somebody that gives you a word of advice, or somebody that says something to you and you're just like, huh, right? And it's like something that goes in and it just absolutely explodes all of your power and all of your potential. And that's what this card is. When we talk about the Sleeping Phoenix, you have a power inside of you that is just waiting to explode out of you. And I think this is going to be the catalyst that does it. So again, you know, all the light and fluffy stuff. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.